Welcome to the newest instalment of the Our Gems WA mini training videos. My name is Sarah Hinton and I'm the training consultant for Our Gems WA. In collaboration with Art Gold and the project manager Donna Malik, we have created a series of videos where we discuss topics like how to create and maintain a TripAdvisor account, the copyright laws in Australia and how they can protect you and your original content, and how to take professional photos on a mobile phone. In this video, we are going to be discussing the importance of creating and maintaining a brand style guide. Follow along to learn why you need one, how it can be used, and the details of what should be included. A brand style guide is a visual representation and documentation of your business or organisation's branding and identity. It includes your logo, colour palette, preferred fonts, iconography, photography examples and brand voice. It describes how these assets should and should not be used when representing your business. If your organisation creates a lot of written material, such as a lifestyle blog, you report on the news, or you create long-form social media posts, you may also benefit from what's called an editorial style guide. This ensures that you have consistency across your brand voice, as well as your visual representation. If you would like to learn more about having an editorial style guide, simply Google the words editorial style guide and there are many free templates which show up to help you. Why do we have a brand style guide? Consistency. No matter if you're an individual artist or you work for a large organisation, referring to your brand style guide will keep you on track and is a great time saver when you're tasking out content creation to other employees, volunteers, or you're engaging a graphic designer. Refer to your brand style guide when creating internal and external communications, when you're creating signage for your building, if you're creating a flyer to pop in a letterbox, or even on your team members' uniforms. Anywhere you have a marketing opportunity, you need to refer to your brand style guide. I would now like to show you some examples of brand style guides from international brands that you will recognise. By applying our brand style guide consistently, we can foster brand recognition, trust and customer loyalty, just like these large successful organisations. Our first example of an international brand using a brand style guide is TripAdvisor. A large international brand whose website is used by over 490 million people every month, it is very important to TripAdvisor that their professional image, reputation and customer loyalty is not affected by the unauthorised use of their logo and branding. This 10-page document outlines how to use the TripAdvisor logo in varied applications and the appropriate amount of clear space that one must create between the TripAdvisor logo and other content, or the edge of a page or website. It also identifies the colours that TripAdvisor have chosen as part of their palette. Another really comprehensive and creative brand style guide is that from the City of Melbourne. As a city of 5 million people, the City of Melbourne logo is used by many parties other than themselves, so they have created this guide that others can use on marketing materials and communications. It interestingly notes their primary and secondary logo versions and unacceptable variations. This document also provides users with the sizes that the logo must be reproduced on multiple size documents and signage to not bring down the quality of their logo and potential for brand recognition. Even the Our Gems WA project is guided by a 16-page brand style guide. Created by creative producer Paula Fletcher from Calypso Creative, this document not only talks about the logo and fonts, but gives examples of how the logo will look on a uniform shirt and examples for advertising. I hope that these examples have given you inspiration to now create your own brand style guide. By putting aside the small amount of time now, you can save hours in the future when preparing material which represents and promotes your business or organisation. I will now take you through a tutorial which is suitable for people who have a basic understanding of their brand's assets and how they should be used. Remember, you don't need to be a large corporation to justify having a brand style guide. You as a small or medium business or as an individual artist can also benefit from creating this document. You might like to engage a graphic designer as your business grows or becomes more diverse to create a more comprehensive brand styling guide. For this tutorial, I have created a fictional business, which is, let's say, a cafe. The target audience are young, trendy, appreciate quality products, but don't take themselves too seriously. I am going to create my basic brand style guide for this cafe in PowerPoint. Let's begin with our primary logo. This is to be the preferred option when applying the logo to any web and print advertising, business cards, flyers, and the cafe staff uniform and merchandise such as disposable coffee cups. It is always a good idea to know what a monochrome version of your logo will look like. Here is the monochrome version or black and white version of this cafe's logo. This is a suitable cost-effective reproduction for internal communication like memos, staff payslips and invoices or receipts. I have also included in this brand style guide how to not use the logo for this cafe. This information is a helpful reference for your team members, temporary staff, volunteers and contracted graphic designers. On the next slide, you can also see more examples of how the logo should not be used when considering overlaying it on photos or patterned backgrounds. Here we introduce the typography or preferred fonts. Heading 1 is the preferred font for headings on the website, marketing material like e-newsletters, blog articles, and printed material such as menus and in advertising. Where appropriate, heading 2 can be used. Please note that this is the font used in the logo. The subheading font is the same as the in the logo. It ties in nicely as a complementary font and can be used as a subheading on the website, headings for food and drink categories on the menu, and marketing material, or as a tagline. The body text is the same font as the subheading and is for use for text descriptions on the website, copy for marketing material, and is the main font used in the menu. These fonts were downloaded royalty-free from the websites listed in the video description. If you engage a graphic designer to create your logo and brand assets, it is important that you also obtain a copy of the font files for yourself so you can continue to use these fonts on material you create, such as social media quote post or informational signs at your venue. Remember, consistency is key, and it's easy to maintain when you have at hand the tools and resources that you need. These are the preferred colours for the branding of this cafe. The 3 main colours you see are the same colours as used in the squares in the logo. Style guides for large organisations may reference 10 or more primary colours and even more secondary colours. Dependent on their products and services, a different colour logo or icons may be used to represent the different factions of their company. As we are keeping it simple today, I have listed the 3 coloured squares colours and also the font colour, which is plain black. Currently, I have listed the RGB and hex codes which represent the chosen colours. These colours didn't have a name, just a code, so I made up some fun names like Electric Aqua, Mandarin Orange and Hot Pink. Communication between a designer or team member and yourself could get very confusing when you both reference the colour blue but are talking about 2 different shades of blue. When you are designing or contracting out material that is going to be printed, you will need to know your colours CMYK codes, as these are the codes that printers use to maintain consistency. You can either run your RGB or hex codes through an online converter or have a graphic designer list them for you. Iconography in graphic design refers to the symbolic representation of words using images. Your brain recognises the gender symbol for men and women on the door of bathrooms, so you know which one to use. I've chosen these icons for their consistency and style with the black outline and no fill. I've also included an example of which icons should not be used, just so you can understand the need for consistency. Have your graphic designer make up a set of icons for your business that suits your branding. Just for fun, I have provided examples of the logo in use on a disposable coffee cup and also on the uniform visor that a team member might wear when working in the cafe and representing the business at community events. If you are a new business or about to rebrand, it can be very inspiring to see your brand's images in real-life applications. I'll be quite honest here that I did not consider embroidery or printing costs when creating this fictitious business and logo. Printers can sometimes charge an extra fee for logos and designs which are more than 3 colours. Keep this in mind when designing your logo. You may have to use a monochrome or black and white version of your logo due to budget constraints. As you can see, creating a simple brand style guide does not have to be a difficult task. This will save you hours in the future, so you don't have to communicate this information with team members and contracted graphic designers. In your organisation, it is best to nominate someone to be the brand style guide ambassador or guardian of the guide. Having one person take ownership of this guide and the assets inside means that there's even less chance of your branding being used incorrectly. Please make sure that you keep your brand style guide up to date, but don't delete any older versions. Being able to refer to these documents as your business evolves over time will help you in recreating a brand style guide and also making sure that you don't make the same mistakes and that your new style and your new branding resonates with your customers and new clients too. If you have any questions about today's tutorial, you can leave a comment below. Otherwise, if you'd like to get in touch with the Our Gems WA team, visit www.ourgems.com.au and be sure to like and follow the Our Gems WA Facebook page.